bearing in mind that we've been branding, you could say, is the best word to use, since the World Cup last year. So people were starting to see the OnPassive name. So people have been registering to come into the ecosystem, and they've looked into what's going on. They found out about what's going on. So this branding has been going on since then. So since that time, we've obviously had the Supercard Mass List. We've had all of the Burj Khalifa laser shows, and the Ferris wheel, and the station, of course, and other events that have been going on all over the show. So in particular, those in Dubai, in the UAE, we've saw recently with the press release, etc. So all of these things have encouraged others to take a closer look at OnPassive. They've looked at the website and they've gone, do you know what? I want to be part of that. So all of these customers have been coming in from there, from this system. Now that we've launched O-Connect globally, what the company have started to do is to actually advertise, go into the system and create traffic to send, to buy the product O-Connect, yeah, to actually look specifically at that product. You know, traffic is one thing, and we have specific targeted, as Collins has mentioned before, mentioned yesterday. The fact of the matter is, it's different to what we have, or what we understand as haphazard pay-per-click, right? So customers are coming in constantly. Now, whether they become an affiliate or not, or just purely for a customer, does it matter? At the end of the day, if they're in your customer base, they're going to give you a commission. So, you know, it's coming from all of these various sources, and these sources are expanding. I'm sure Jeffrey can add to that.
Yeah, sure. I'm excited to hear what he says from his own angle too.
Sure. I think the original question was like, where are they coming from, right?
Yeah, he was asking where they are coming from, and whether they've been activating their accounts like us since the 1st of September. Okay, well, let's take the first part of that. You may remember back a year and a half ago, we started branding in India. Lots of stuff. That's kind of where OnPassive started to flex its marketing and branding muscles, so to speak, getting us ready to jump into Dubai and doing all those great things. Andy had mentioned the Burj Khalifa and the Ferris wheel, which, I mean, that thing's, you know, the biggest one in the world, right? We've also got Burj Khalifa, biggest in the world. You've got the train station, right? Man, I'm 250,000 people a week going through there, seeing what we're doing. But that's not all. I mean, we've also got the strategic partnerships, right? We have the Majlis, the Best Moments. We have the Royale. We have the new one you just said, the Takdir. These are all strategic. These are big. These are powerful partnerships that we've created that go along with the branding and the marketing. And it's about OnPassive and the OnPassive ecosystem in the digital products. It's not about one particular product, even though if you look at the Burj Khalifa, it does say O-Tracker, or it does say O-Trim, or it does say O-Connect, or it does say OES. Yeah. And it will say more and more and more the more we roll out. And with all of this that's been going on for the last, I think it really started probably was last year when we did the first Khalifa, Burj Khalifa, and we released the O-Bless in India, and that's when we had the Boston meeting. But that's really, I mean, that's where the rubber hit the road and we got the traction. So ever since then, we have been pulling in members, pulling in customers. Now, right now, I think we probably have, you know, at least 3 million, if not 4 or more. Now, having said that, the whole allocation thing, we're waiting for Mr. Mufara to kind of release those into OnPassive. But yes, I have noticed if I go onto my OES, I can look on there, and like Andy was saying, if you click over to users and you start clicking on the user or an affiliate, there's a square that'll show up on the right-hand side, new affiliates this month. And I've got like 4 new affiliates this month, which means those are customers that have activated. And if you go and you look at, if you scroll down the list he was talking about with the dollar amounts, if you see a 250, that's a customer that came in and bought at 250 and activated. So yeah, it's already happening, even though Mr. Mufar has still got.
Yeah, but this is based on your advertising, not the company, because the company currently hasn't allocated those customers. So it's what you're doing. So the whole point being that if you share this with others, you can get your own customers come on board. You don't have to necessarily rely on what the company does. It's not essential, but why would you not share it? It's far better than anything else out there on the marketplace. So why wouldn't you share it? And I'm one for lists, as everybody knows. I'm a Capricorn. I'm a planner, and I list everything. So I've told you before, and I've said it again, and I will say this again. I'll rub it in until you have to listen. Right, lists of everybody that you know with kids at school, everybody that you know with kids at university, everybody that works for a company, everybody that owns their own company, everybody that works for a major organization, everyone works for a small organization. All of these, and then you can look at the specific products. Who do you think now doesn't work or doesn't go into their office? So we've got guys at home now that work from home instead of going into London every day. They use Zoom. Why do they use Zoom? Especially when we have a better product. Right, so these are on my list. All of these things, you can then simply share the information with these people, and you can get customers coming on board like Jeffrey has.
And on the other side of that, because I'm not a list person, and I don't make lists, and I don't talk to my family about this anymore. Let me tell you, they beat me up on regular basis, and I don't rub it in their face. I leave them alone. Yep. But what I do is I create YouTube videos that I put out for folks that want to do something else. I mean, on the cheap, go join a mailing. They've got mailing email programs that you can join and, send out. You can earn points and send out to 10, 20,000 people a day if you want to. I mean, there's ways that you can market this on the cheap if that's what you want to do. Or if you're like me and you're like, no, I don't go out and talk one-on-one with people, but I do like this. People know who I am because Comfort loves to have us on here, and that's good for me. It's good for Andy. It's good for her. It's good for OnPassive. I like the idea of not having to. Now, I used to a while back. I used to talk to people, but it's gotten to where life is too good and too short for me to get stressed out over it. And long story short is that if you just get engaged, whether you market for yourself or not, OnPassive has made a promise, and Ash is going to keep it, that you're not going to have to do, they're going to do marketing for you. And it will eventually, you'll start to see that show up. We're just getting into our groove now. So I do recommend, if you can share it, absolutely share it. Sometimes when I'm talking to people, I get all excited and I can't help but to share it because I see the potential here. And it's absolutely global. It's mind-boggling what this thing will actually produce over the next several months. And man, yeah, I like what you said. On the other side, I'm not a list guy. And so